Welcome back to my second channel. Today we're getting crafty again. I keep getting the most aesthetic and adorable art, crafts, and hacks on my Pinterest feed that I need to make with you immediately to see if they turn out like the pin. So we're going to be ranking all of my crafts today, whether they are pin worthy or delete forever. I'm really excited for our first one. Littlest Pet Shop just keeps making appearances on my channels lately, and I'm not mad. I feel like they're finally getting the recognition that they deserve. Okay, but what do they have to do with an art hack, you might be asking? So I came across these pins of these adorable custom DIY Littlest Pet Shop characters that people are actually painting. Like, look at this Care Bear one or this pink trinkety one. These are so creative. Obviously, I'm not going to ruin any of my current Littlest Pet Shops that are like brand new, but I did find out that you can buy just plain white ones. So all these little guys were like $7, which is great. Oh, they're gray. They even have the bobblehead. It's gonna be hard to pick which one I wanna do. We've got dogs and cats. Luckily, I already have tons of paint and paint brushes, so this is a really affordable DIY. If you already have paint, all you have to do is buy these little guys. Okay, so unfortunately, a lot of the inspo pics that were popping up on my Pinterest are AI, but I wanna see if I can recreate this in real life because I love the colors. I love the idea of putting little designs in their eyes, so I'm gonna see if I can recreate it. This one is maybe gonna actually take the longest out of all of our crafts, so I'll check back with you when it's all done. Okay, it has been 2.5 hours of painting. It took a while. Okay, so here is a fake Pinterest picture. This does not exist, but it's adorable, right? So this is the inspiration, but I wanted to do a pink version. The trickiest part of this was probably getting the base down because the plastic that it's made out of is so smooth, so the paint like wasn't sticking. So it took multiple layers of the light pink. And then I was finally able to go in and shade and add all the different shades of pink and then add in the cute little details, and I think it turned out really good. You'll have to let me know if mine or the AI Pinterest is better. Here she is. Ta-da! I love her little freckles and the cheetah print. I'm so happy with it. Definitely took more time than I thought it would, but I'm definitely gonna say it's pin worthy. As you probably know, I love anything mini, so it wouldn't be an art hack video if we didn't make something mini and something flower. I do love to make flowers on this channel as well. So why not combine those two? Because I found these mini flower bouquets, and there are actually tons of different variations in flowers and materials that you could use. Like, I found this one pin where this guy is giving a semi-tutorial on how he does it, but I like scrolled through his whole page and there's not like an in-depth one. You can actually buy pre-made mini flowers, which is what he might have done on like Amazon, but I want one where you actually make the flowers yourself. So I did find this other pin showing an origami mini flower bouquet. And since I'm basically an origami pro after our origami cats, we'll see how I do on these flowers. Okay, I'm actually gonna time this so you know exactly how long each mini flower takes. Over 15 minutes to have my first flower. It looks like a real flower, actually. I'm pretty impressed by that. To be fair, that was my first one. I would assume the more that you do, the better you get at it. It's gonna go faster. Okay, now we need to give our little flower a stem. So I just took some more origami paper, twisted it up into a little stem, and then I'm gonna hot glue it on. Oh my gosh, they look so cute together. Okay, so let's be generous and say if you know what you're doing and you get quick at this, I still feel like it would take a good hour, but they do turn out cute. Okay, now we need to make like a little base for our bouquet. All right, now we're gonna take some brown paper, wrap our flowers in it. All right, now I'm gonna tie it together. All done. Okay, here's the thing. I don't hate it. I feel like if you enjoyed origami and were somewhat good at it, it could be a really fun one. However, origami does the opposite of relax me. I just get so stressed trying to make these little things. So as cute as it is, and it is pretty similar to the pin, it's gonna be a delete it off the board for me. We're gonna throw it back a little bit for this next one to when I made these tiny pipe cleaner teddy bears. This is for when I was gonna become a lucky scooper, and these were one of the items that I wanted in my lucky scoops. So after that, I fell down a whole rabbit hole of pipe cleaner animals that you can make. People are so creative figuring things like this out. It actually would be a dream someday to host a craft fair, and then everybody can bring their little like handmade trinkets and we could trade. Anyway, so pipe cleaner animals, but then all of a sudden pom-pom animals started popping up on my feed. And there's all kinds of different ones, but I found this particular pin that gives a step-by-step tutorial on how to make these pom-pom otters. And here I was thinking that these were all just made out of like the pre-made pom-poms that you get at the craft store, but no, you actually make the pom-pom as well with yarn. So apparently this is also a good way for me to get introduced to crocheting because there are some crochet methods involved a little bit. If our last one took an hour, I fear this one might take as long, if not longer. But here we go. All right, let's make a pom-pom. This tutorial also came with a list of supplies you need. Obviously, lots of yarn, and then these mini little like crochet things. This is so interesting. I'm ready. You put this pin on here. This is your own doing. It wasn't mine. Didn't know we'd have to do all this. Now we're gonna wrap the dark around. I am genuinely so confused how this is gonna turn into a pom puff, but we are trusting the process. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the head of our otter so far. Oh, look at this lady has a whole machine that makes pom-poms. Why didn't we get one of those? That's probably way faster than what we're doing. That's so funny, they're huge. Whoa, did you see that? Oh, meanwhile. All right, I'm ready. We're gonna tie a knot around the middle, which I'm assuming is maybe tying our two halves together. I can take it out. Oh my gosh, are we gonna have a pom-pom in here now? No way. I did it, I made a pom-pom. So, this little guy took me 15 minutes, which once again, once you get quicker at it, I bet it could take less than 10, but still. Obviously we made most of this off camera, so you don't have to sit through 2 hours of pom-pom making, but here's all the complete ones. Now we're gonna tie them all together into an otter somehow. Okay, the head is tied to the body now. It's starting to look like an otter, right? He's like a little fluffy worm so far. It's coming together. This part feels wrong. He's on a little skewer stick. Okay, now I'm gonna pull this arm through. All right, now we're just gonna give him a little trim around to maybe help define his little features a little better. And then there's one final step to really bring him to life. Gonna glue his little face on. He's done! Ta-da! What do you think? Okay, so he took like 2.5 hours, which is twice as long as the flower bouquet, but I'm gonna be honest, I love how he turned out, and it was kind of a fun process. Like, I might actually do it again, maybe with a different animal. And imagine this turned into like a keychain, and then you could like gift them to people. I think it's cute. All right, so here's my otter versus the pin. I think it's not too bad. I would say he's pin worthy. This next one is either gonna be super cool or a total fail. We're gonna need a canvas. It is this bubble art that looks at least really easy. At least it's not gonna be a 2-hour project like our last few. And it seems pretty affordable too, because most of these items you probably have laying around your home. All you need is a canvas or paper, an empty water bottle, colored ink or food coloring, and then either bubble solution or dish soap. That's pretty much it. The funny thing about this video is there's no measurements. It's just take some water, take some bubbles, take some color, and you're done. So we're gonna try that. All right, let's do some pink. And then it could be fun to do some other colors as well, but we'll start with this. I have no idea. I'm gonna start with this, and if it's not dark enough, we can always like layer in some darker bubbles. Okay, bubble solution. All right, let's see if this works. And then she just puts this in. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Did I make a bubble? And then Whoa. Okay, I do think my bubbles are a little bit lighter than I wanted them to be. So I'm gonna add a bit more food coloring and then keep going on the bubbles. Ooh, whoa, that got dark. We'll see how it turns out. It is making such a mess, by the way, so don't wear anything or do this on a surface you don't want stained. I think it's done. I just need to pop my remaining bubbles and let it dry. Wow. Sign it down here. Wow, it's a work of art. Is it the best painting I've ever made? The most impressive painting? Absolutely not. But it's fun, especially if you're a mom with kids and you want like a fun summer art activity. Probably do it outside. But this was cute. I'm gonna give it points for ease and DIY ability since the ingredients aren't anything too crazy, but mine in particular, the more that it's drying, the less I'm liking it actually, so I'm gonna say delete it. I love a cute Pinterest DIY hair accessory. Like, I made this cute mermaid brush a while back and it's actually held up really well. I actually use it every single day before I film. So when this pin came up on my feed, it just seems like the perfect craft for like a girls' night or while you're watching a show. And I feel like it's the type of craft that's pretty impossible to mess up. Like you just pick some cute little trinkets and beads and stuff, get a hair clip, and boom, hot glue it all together. So here are the hair clips I found. Once again, perfect for girls' night because these usually come in multiple packs. Ooh, which one do I want to do first? I think I'll do a blue one and a pink one. Okay, and then here's all the trinkets I had in my drawer already. Rhinestones, of course. More rhinestones, these little charms, and some bows. This is gonna be great. I feel like the longest part of this craft is just deciding what charms I wanna use and what design I'm gonna do. But I'll start timing it once I actually start making it. Okay, after 20 minutes, my blue trinkety one is done. I think it turned out so fun. It's so mermaidy. And then here's the other side. I'm gonna do my pink one off camera, but I'll show you the final result. But so far, based on how the blue one, I'm gonna rank this one pin-worthy for sure. And so fun. This next art hack seems so brilliant. So they take baking soda and mix it with acrylic paint to add like a 3D texture to the painting. Cause I looked up what it would cost just to buy like a textured acrylic paint and it can get pretty pricey. So this seems like a really good money saving hack. I've seen some really fun ocean themed ones that turn out really pretty. Maybe someday I'll attempt that. I could be wrong, but this rose seems like it might be a little bit easier. We'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna try it. They have like a whole step-by-step video, so here we go. Worst case scenario, I can definitely do this green base and then scrape off the flower if it's looking terrible. Okay, like a lot of art projects, they don't give measurements. We're just gonna kind of plop some paint, plop some baking soda until it's a texture we like, and go for it. I think I'm gonna do a light blue base. No, I'm gonna do green, I'm gonna do green. I'm gonna mix my own custom green though. Cute. It kind of turned out like a teal, but I like it. All right, I feel like that should be enough for my canvas base, especially once we add the baking soda. That'll obviously add some volume to it. I'm scared to do it. Let's try that first. I'm trying to like even think of what to compare the texture to. It almost gets a little sandy, gritty. All right, here we go. Ooh, that is satisfying. Oh, I like this. Cute. I actually love the rough texture of it. Okay, now to do our flower. All right, here we go. Spatula painting always looks so much easier than it is. All right, one. Make a triangle. 2, 3. Now I just go in a circle around the whole thing again. Yeah. It's starting to look like a flower. Here's my flower. I hate it. It looks more like a organism. I don't know, maybe I didn't do enough powder? It's just kind of sinking in on itself a bit, so. Not the worst for a first attempt, but yeah, I'm gonna say delete it. Delete this one. I'm not gonna lie, I think only 2 of these were pin worthy. The rest were kind of a disaster, but I had fun. Shout out to all of the hopefuls wearing the new hpfl.store merch. Make sure to tag me on Instagram so I can potentially feature you in a video. I think that you would really like this video that's on the screen next, so make sure to click it and I'll see you over there.